guys, welcome to Food Bite. I love anything and everything related to food, but being a grad student, I don't really have all the time in the world to cook my favorite things. So throughout this YouTube channel, I will try to show you guys a few quick tips about how I work in the kitchen to get things done quickly, efficiently, and deliciously. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make my favorite Szechuan spicy noodles. So if you'll take a look over here, these are all the ingredients we're going to use today. A little bit of garlic, some ribbed celery, green scallion, I just sprayed everywhere, and half a red bell pepper. So that's all the fresh ingredients. And then we're of course going to have our noodles. I do like using Italian noodles even though I'm cooking Chinese noodles, strictly speaking. And that's because these noodles, Italian noodles, tend not to dissolve in the water so much, so it doesn't get all sticky and gooey after it's been left on the stove for a while. So I do like this a lot. And also, here's some sesame seeds that have already been roasted, so that'll be really nice garnish at the very end. And this is my homemade chili oil, which I can show you guys in a separate video, or you can just grab your favorite jar of chili oil from the nearby Oriental supermarket. So there's my cat. It's trying to distract me, but anyhow, let's move on. So to start with, the thing that's going to take the longest is going to be cooking the noodles. Okay, so let's just start this first. And to do that, we're going to boil a pot of water, which I've already filled, like so. And I just want to add a little bit of salt to it and then put it on the stove, on it. So I'm just turning it on, adding some salt, seasoning the butter. So once that comes to a boil, we'll put in the noodles, and at the moment we can move on and work with the vegetables. So first thing I'm going to do is chop the garlic, and I want the garlic to be as fine as possible. I'm just going to pile it up edge of our board, and we're going to use that at the very, very end. Right. Next thing to do is to start cutting the other vegetables. So the way I like to do this is to make little matchsticks for every single vegetable. And the reason for that is just that it looks really pretty, like confetti in your spaghetti, which rhymes, surprisingly. So to do this, I'm going to start by cutting long strips of the celery. And as finely as you can get it without being too much of a hassle. And then I'm just going to chop these into about 1.5 inches long strips. Alright, so once you finish cutting the celery, put it onto the plate. And now we're going to deal with the bell pepper. So take out the seeds. That white vein that's inside of there. You don't want that, right? Next thing you do is to simply cut it into strips. I'm going to cut these into roughly the same length as we did with the celery. And now set this aside as well. Alright, now so I really hear my pasta water boiling, so I want to get the angel hair pasta down. I like angel hair just because it cooks quickly, but if you wanted something thicker, That's perfectly fine too. Just a handful, or however much you want to eat. Everything is approximate when I cook. It's measuring is Alright, so we want to push it in. Let us scotch it in here, so. Or spin this together. Alright, so now you turn the stove to low so that we don't have a volcano erupting. So now we're going to finally move on to our scallion, which again we want to cut into little matchsticks. And to do that, you first want to separate the green part from the white part. So this is very solid, you'll see that it's completely filled in the middle. Whereas here you sort of have a little straw form. So separate those. And with the solid portion, you want to cut it in half down the middle. And then, again, cut it into little fine strips. Be very careful with your fingers. Okay, so we're done with the bottom portion. The top portion, this is a lot softer, so, just give it a very coarse chop. So now we're all done. So now we're really just going to be waiting for our pasta. Give it a bit more time, I'd say 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll be ready to roll. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to take out the pasta and put it into this container. And I want to do so very carefully so as to not leave all the water in there as well. A little bit of water is okay, but too much just makes our pasta really soggy and, oops, not very pleasant to eat. So, using my chopsticks, you can use tongs or anything else that you're good with. So, just letting the pasta hang a little bit while in midair so that the water can drip down. He's already got his dinner. Alright. So, that is done. So now I just want to start mixing up my pasta. So basically I'm just going to put everything in. That's how simple it is. All the things that I've cut previously. Some celery and bell pepper you can eat raw, and that's good about it too because it's still crunchy when it's raw. So it has that brightness. Alright, so now, well, there's no flavoring yet, right? Besides the salt that I put it into the pasta water. So now I'm going to add some soy sauce. And this is really to taste. So if you like something a little bit more salty, you might want to add more. The good thing about soy sauce is that you don't have to really measure how much you're putting in. You can just judge by the color of the pasta that comes out, right? If it looks a little bit light, you know it's probably not enough. If it's really dark, and probably over-seasoned it. So just go a little bit at a time and just mix it really, really well. So here. And then too much, but a little bit. So here's just some white vinegar, very plain. And finally, I'm going to add my chili oil. Oh, muscles to open it. So it smells really, really good right now because it's got flavor from the soy sauce and the acidity of the vinegar, and it's almost peanutty flavor from the chili oil. So if you wanted this to be more glistening, you could add even more chili oil, which they would do definitely in the restaurants. But since, you know, we kind of want to worry about not too much fat or sodium, we're going to stick with this as is. It's going to taste delicious as it is right now. So, last order of business, sesame seeds. So we wanted to put this in last because this will sort of adhere to the chili oil. So just add as much as you want. It'll look really pretty when you have a little bit in there. And you'll also get that sesame taste when you take a bite into it. All right, that's it. So if you were here, I'd say who's hungry and let's dig in, but since you're not, good luck if you're trying to make this at home, and if you have any questions, please post up comments here, and maybe next time I'll show you guys something different. Thanks for watching.